I don't care if my mirror is yelling, "You're on fire, Kratos." It'll pass all night if you up smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live and direct from the Vista. Smoke me out, fam, with all the dankest of dank shit on my left. Your boy Blue.
Bananas without a B is pineapples. Google it.
It is actually.
God,
yeah,
damn.
we're the
all
only
right,
ones.
all right. On my far right, engineering on the ones and twos, chocolate out on the threes and fours, Chronos.
I'm officially bipedal again. I'm just saying, it's nice.
You like what was that? What was the Metal Gear one?
Rex?
Bipedal? Yeah, Rex. Yeah.
Look at that off the dome.
Yeah. He was mobile. He was mobile.
I need to go back and play. So you know what? I'm gonna start it off kind of weird. Actually, no. No, I have to fucking talk about it. I think that some of the older games that we've been playing, I think that I would think about this with like God of War. We're playing this and everybody's thinking like God of War is like just like the greatest, blah, 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 blah. Don't get me wrong. The latest God of Wars are fucking dope. I love them a lot. They're still like, top 5 games of all time for me. But then I actually was remembering, I was going back and watching like old videos of the old God of War games. And they were really fucking good. And then I decided to get the God of War 3 remastered. And I started playing and I was like, oh yeah. And then I started remembering like shit that I wish was in the new God of War games. Yep. That I think that people, they don't understand that were in the old ones. Like the multiple, even though this, the latest God of War games have 3 weapons, but in the old God of War games, you got a bunch of weapons plus a bunch of magic and like a whole bunch of other options that just, they are not in the new God of War games.
I'll go one step further. I mean, they were bloody and they had a whole bunch of fucking titties and fucking like that was definitely part of Kratos' personality. He would you would press X square circle and you would
get it done.
Fucking some Greek goddesses.
Even the PlayStation Plus version of our PlayStation Plus God of War also had sex going on in there. So
I mean, there's definitely no sex in the new God of War games, but I think the gore is actually better in the new God of War games. Because some of the fucking deaths that you do to these people on a regular basis are brutal. Like in the latest one, where when you're fighting the werewolf things, the way you kill them, I was like, oh, like what the fuck, man? Like they literally you punch them in the face and then you grab them by like their lower jaw and you just rip them down from like their face to their fucking nads and then just like knock them over. I'm just like, bro, that was like, you went hard as fuck on this dude.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this. I would love nothing more, especially in this world of a whole lot of really good remakes, for Konami to get their shit together with the blessing of Hideo and re-release Metal Gear Solid 1 through 5. That's
what I was thinking of too. Like, I was just trying to every now and again, I will see because one of the good things about Facebook is like I always go through memories every single day to see like what happened, and now it's like 13, 14 years old. I can go back 13, 14 years, which you couldn't do that easily before Facebook, to be honest. And I was going through like some of the videos of like Metal Gear Solid 5, and man, that game was a fucking masterpiece. I just remember like going through and just like getting like your gear set up and like either sneaking through or just going ham on motherfuckers, and the whole Fulton method was just fantastic. Just fucking chef's kiss for that game.
Yeah. I'll even say this, one of my biggest concerns is that some games like Metal Gear Solid 4, which I loved just as much, is landlocked on PS3. That shit never came out on the 4. That shit never came out on the 5. It, to my knowledge, is not even out on fucking PC unless you emulate some shit. It's landlocked.
Yeah, and that one game was like really underrated. I think one of the reasons why it was underrated is because it was supposed to be a launch title for the PS4, and it didn't come out for like another 2-3 years. But that was like one of the first games where like we talked about, which is weird for me because when I played it, I was in Iraq. But they started talking about like PMCs, like private military companies, and like getting really deep into fucking like contractors and shit, and like how contractors just like took over the world as far as like wars go. I was like, this is interesting. As I'm getting paid a fat ass fucking contractor's pay check,
Yep. Dude, and I'm gonna fucking confess like a dumbass because this was like what 08, 09, somewhere in there, 07, whatever the fuck year it was. this was my first exposure to fucking nanotech. I was like, I don't know what the fuck this shit is.
Oh,
And like
yeah.
this is making Snake old, and what the fuck is going on? Let me look this shit up. Oh, this is real? Goddamn, Hideo, you're a fucking genius. You know?
Yeah. Well,
ahead of his
before
time.
we continue, let me just do the quick little things that we normally do. First in the chat would be Warrior Fella. What's going on, fam? My daughter's in there as well. Patrick's up in there, and I think that's it for now that I've chatted so far. Listener of the week would be Daniel. Thank you very much for listening. We definitely appreciate it. Now we can get on with the regular thing. Sorry, kind of went out of context usually.
We had to talk about Metal Gear and God of War. Fuck it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
there's not that time to talk about that. Yeah, talk about
Real
boy.
Necessary.
Also on God of War news, they announced today Amazon Studios has officially announced that there will be a God of War show coming to Amazon.
Live action.
Live action.
Yeah.
And so now it's like who's gonna play Kratos, and I know Christopher Judge
Well,
already threw his hat in, and a whole bunch of other folks have
Isn't
too.
Netflix making an animation version or animated version
I
of
don't know.
God of War?
I don't know. All I know is that it's on Amazon, videos or whatever. So I'll be able to watch it hopefully before it comes out. So I think if when it comes out, we'll have to do a watch party for the, before it comes out. Like we'll have to.
Yeah, my obviously really exciting news. There's no trailer or anything yet. They still got to do some casting. They just kind of announced it, which is cool. Although I know a lot of newer gamers started like in 2018. Some of them started with Ragnarok. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're just
somebody
so
did that
fucking
today. I was like, first time playing God of War, and they started Ragnarok. I was like, huh. All right.
Yeah, you will not, I repeat, will not get the context. Even if you watch a little backstory and some YouTube, you're not going to get everything. But my biggest, not concern, but, kind of raising of an eyebrow was, I wonder if they're going to go back to Greece because it's so important for who Kratos is.
It's like his backstory.
I don't think you can start with Norse Greece or Norse Kratos. I really don't.
Well, people don't understand like the significance of the reason why he's so fucking ashy, because it's literally ash, and it's literally the ashes from his dead wife and daughter that he murdered by accident.
Yeah, you need to get that context, and I don't just want it in a 60-second flashback. Like that's, you know what I mean. You need all that context, and then the other thing is, why does he have this red paint on him? Well,
Yeah. And also,
if you don't know what Spartans are, you're going to learn.
Yeah, and I think people also, they don't recognize the significance of him, like, toning it down and, like, not being as rageful, because I think most people forgot, me included, up until, like, recently, I remembered that Kratos is responsible for killing millions of people just through his rage, not even, like, on purpose, just because he didn't give a fuck. Like, I remember, like, in the beginning of God of War 3, the first thing he does is murders Poseidon. And in the moment he murders him, within, like, the first 10 minutes, he kills millions of people. Because when he kills Poseidon, it causes a massive flood. And it just wipes out fucking everybody on Earth. And then later on, he kills Helios, which, there goes the fucking sun. And then he kills, what's the other guy's name? The guy that takes fucking souls. And it's just like...
Hades?
Not Hades. Yeah, it was Hades. Yeah, I think so.
Hades, Morpheus, he kills everybody.
Yeah, he just the amount of people that he just murdered and like the consequences that came because of that. And it's also, I think, detrimental to him. I had a conversation with Patrick about this. I think that it'd be spoiling shit for Prodigy. So I'm not gonna spoil the whole thing, but I think that Kratos is getting weaker, and it's for a reason that's hinted to in the game. And I think if you complete the whole game, you'll understand why he needs to go a certain way in like the next game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely have picked up on him not only looking older, but being a little slower, a little weaker or whatever, but obviously still very, very powerful. But let me keep going with the game and see where I am towards the end. I'm like 15, 16 hours in now.
Yeah.
Back in May, they had announced that, well, it says Netflix and Amazon working on God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn show.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe Amazon or Netflix is going to make Horizon Zero Dawn, and Amazon's doing God of War, obviously. But it looks like there's also going to be a Gran Turismo.
Okay, I'm all for it.
TV show coming out.
It's a great time to be alive if you're a nerd.
Yeah. I wonder if it's going to be live action, just a bunch of racers.
I'll say this with Horizon. If you wanted to, Horizon could be one of the most expensive looking shows ever made.
Oh yeah.
in terms of the CGI and getting things right, in terms of the setting, especially you doing it live action, you could be on some James Cameron Avatar level of CGI if you wanted to put that level in, just because of the dinos and the world alone on Horizon.
Yeah.
Don't know what they'll do, but I'm sure they won't, first season break the bank, but that could be expensive as fuck from a production standpoint.
And they got money though.
If it's live action.
Mm-hmm. We shall see. Yeah, but I'm definitely excited. I want to see more. The one who I haven't heard any news about at all in a long ass time, I think all of calendar year 2022, is, remember there was finally supposed to make a Metal Gear Solid movie with Poe Dameron from Star Wars.
Yeah.
I haven't heard shit about that in a long time.
Neither have I, but I mean, this is one of the cool things about being alive today is that there is so much fucking content out there. It's like, you take your time, and take as much time as you need for any project anybody needs right now. You need to be able to take as much time as you need to make whatever you're going to make as good as possible, because I think that today they're definitely not appreciative of like half-finished products anymore. I mean, like, look at Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West. I mean, the game was good, but it was riddled with fucking bugs. They definitely could have, pushed it back, but for a while they could have pushed it back by a fucking year. I wouldn't have cared, because it would have been a legit contender for Game of the Year had it not been for all the bugs and technical issues with the game. And there's like a lot of shit that's like that. It's like, I mean, I always talk about I talked about recently about how open world games seem to be like the best, the last generation, because there was very little to no bugs or technical issues. But then, Elden Ring comes out. That's a legit open world game. And I don't know how much time it took them to make it, but it just shows that if you are willing to not sacrifice on things, you can still make a good open world games that is still technically, capable. And I think that all these studios they're just rushing for like no reason. It's like, there's enough game studios out there and enough games for us to all enjoy them. You putting it out whenever, it's like, all right, well, like we no longer have like the summertime slowdown for games. We're getting good games every fucking month, if not every fucking week of the year. So just take your fucking time.
Yeah. And I mean, part of the issue though is obviously corporate studios that have their bottom line and their fiscal year bullshit of we want you to release it early. Look at Cyberpunk 2077.
That's what Patrick said.
I was loud on this fucking podcast talking about CD Projekt Red just based on the greatness of The Witcher 3, which again, one of the best great games of all time. I was like, okay, CD Projekt Red is going to make another masterpiece with Cyberpunk 2077. They rushed it literally because they did all that crunch shit and they wanted to release it that fiscal year to make their books look all great, and it shit the fucking bed. I've never seen a AAA title to this day that they've removed from the PlayStation Store.
Yeah,
pretty much at launch.
That's embarrassing.
Like, that's unfucking precedented.
Well, they did that too with No Man's Sky. I mean, the games were being pulled.
It didn't get pulled.
Mm-mm.
It didn't get pulled.
I thought they pulled it. They pulled it on Steam, or were they just refunding people their money?
They refunded money, yeah, and that was that became sort of an issue, but they didn't pull it. And the Cyberpunk thing, that's a perfect example of just like take your especially because CD Projekt Red up until that point didn't make a bad game.
Nope.
They had a perfect track record, and then all of a sudden they decided to just rush it for whatever reason, and it's just like, why are you rushing it, man? Just like chill the fuck out. Like, you're all right.
And the other thing, again, just to further shit on them, remember earlier that same year of their launch, they were talking that bullshit about, it's going to have online and campaign and all this stuff. Like, they flat out
they took
fucking
features out.
lie.
Yeah. You know? With a wall run and all this other crazy shit, and they took all that stuff out.
Yeah. So, take your time. And then the other one I want to mention. Go ahead. Go ahead, Blue.
For Cyberpunk 2099, was that because of the new consoles were out? Like, they weren't, because I know originally it was supposed to be on for both the older generation and a new generation, but it only came out for the PS5.
No, it came out for
So
the
it's a
older
new-
ones, and it was
four.
fucking terrible.
I was on the 4 too.
It was
Okay.
on the 4 and the
But yeah, it's also
Xbox.
available on the PC as well, and that was
but
crap.
those are the ones for like the the PS4 and the Xbox. I forget what they were called back in the day.
One.
Xbox One, yeah,
Yeah.
They were terrible. Like they were literally unplayable from launch.
Yeah, just awful. And the other one I want to mention too, again, when we're talking about the rushed fucking product, earlier this year, I was hyped as fuck for Dying Light 2. I loved the first one. You know, it sold like gangbusters. It had all that DLC and content. That shit was so buggy, you couldn't literally get online to play with people. One of the best parts about that game. The co-op wouldn't even fucking work, and you had to restart missions. So, you know, and you saw it didn't get nominated for shit.
Nope.
In terms of the, you know, so
It didn't even get a Raspberry. That's how bad it was.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So we shall see. Kronos, you said you getting a little, you're more mobile. You can put some weight on it.
Yeah, I got the okay finally to use my right foot again with a boot on, so I have to wear like this giant boot thing. But I can put some weight on it. I can drive again, which is like a huge plus because not being able to drive for like over a month. Holy shit, it's annoying as fuck. Like it's super annoying. So at least now I can drive. I have to take I left one of my shoes in my car. I have to get to my car, take the boot off, put the shoe on, then drive, then put the boot back on when I get to where I gotta go. It's annoying, but whatever. I wasn't supposed to because I asked the doctor. I was like, hey, to stay in shape, I cycle, and I've been doing it with one foot. Can I use my other foot now? And he's like, well, I wouldn't recommend it because you put a lot of weight on it. I was like, yeah, okay. And then I got home and I was like, you know what? Let me see if this fucking shoe fits on my foot. So it fits. It kind of my foot's a little cramped, but I've been cycling with two legs again, and holy shit, the atrophy with my right leg is crazy. Like I basically got like a baby leg. And
Goddamn.
yeah, my left leg is still doing like a lot of the work, but I'm making sure I'm still doing like low impact rides, nothing crazy. And I bought a bicycle.
Nice.
So
Oh, yeah, you do.
shout out to this. There's a guy named Mike who actually let me grab the bike and I'll talk about it.
All right. Oh, by the way, for anybody looking for Old Ninja, he should be joining us a little bit late. We'll see how that goes. But
Procrastinating somewhere.
Yeah. For those of you who are audio only, Kronos is bringing a bicycle into the background right now, like a legit
Specialized.
bike. Yeah, I'm not good at describing bikes. It has two wheels and
Yeah,
gears.
it's black.
It's black. It has tires and a seat, and
Yeah. There's words on it.
yeah, it's a bicycle. That's what I'll say.
Well, it's. I think he said it's a. Can't remember what kind of bike it is. It looks like a street bike, but you can go off road with it.
There you go.
So I was
Gravel
gonna do
bike.
like
It's a gravel bike.
I was gonna do like a closer up shot, but I forgot that I have like somebody else's name on the bike, so I didn't want to do a close up shot. So I bought it through eBay. It was kind of an interesting story because I've been trying to get this exact bike for a while now. And the problem is that I wanted to get, because you can get bikes with electronic shifting now, and I wanted to get one that was Shimano because you can use like your thumb on like there's like 4 controls on the bike, and you use your thumb to like swipe through if you have a computer on your bike to like make it easier.
That sounds like a religious holiday, maybe a Jewish or Muslim holiday. What was that? What did you say again?
Shimano. It's
Shimano.
It's
Okay.
It's a brand of bike gear.
Yeah,
they make
I
bike
celebrate that. I've heard of it. You eat some kind of food.
exactly.
Do some lights or something.
I went to high school with somebody named Shimano.
But yeah, it's like a super cool system where you can like use your thumb to like swipe through a computer if you have a computer on your bike, which I'm buying. And yeah, so I got it from this guy named Mike who lives actually not far from me because I saw the bike on eBay. I was bidding on another bike, and I got sniped at the last minute, and I was like, "Fuck, that sucks." And then I saw one literally for like the exact price that I was like bidding for on the other one, and I didn't notice that it was semi-local. He was up in Mission Viejo, so I was like, "Oh, like it's not far." So like, yeah, I'll bid on it, and like so I bid on it and won. Went up there and got it, and so I went to go meet the guy, and he rolls up on he had a BMW. I think it was a K series. I'm gonna make sure I have the right thing because it's he has a touring bike, and like right when he rolled up, I was like, oh, like he's my people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like, and I was like, riding off his bike, I was like, oh, I got S1000RR. He's a cool dude. And I ended up getting like some more stuff off of him because you can get there's a radar system you can get for your bike now, where like literally, yeah, radar. So like as you're riding,
Radar.
if you have a
You
computer
get
on your
speeding
bike,
ticket.
it'll show you if a car something's coming up behind you like fast, and it'll warn you.
Oh shit,
Yeah, that's cool. What's in
that
that?
sounds useful as fuck.
Yeah, yeah. And so I was looking up. It was on my list of shit to buy, and he messaged me like the day after I got the bike, and I guess somebody that was gonna get it didn't pay. So I was like, he's like, "Do you want it?" I was like, "Yeah." So he emailed it to me, and he mailed me like some financial stuff too, because he's a financial planner, or he's in finance. I forget his actual like job, but he's in finance.
Okay.
And so I still got to read through. Like he actually sent with the radar thing. He sent me like a magazine of like stuff to look through for like finances, because we were talking about like starting up like savings for Riley, like our youngest daughter and stuff like that. So
Nice.
it was like really cool of him to do. So shout out to Mike.
That's cool.
And actually, it's funny because like I was talking about like the podcast like randomly, and he's like, "Oh yeah, what's your podcast?" He wrote it down and he gave me like his information about his financial stuff. So
Good shit.
so hopefully he's listening. If he is, thanks for the bike, man. Just dope. I still got some stuff to do to it. I gotta install some power pedals and computer and all that stuff, but all in due time.
Yeah, that shit can add up fast.
So, yeah, I was like, after I got it, I was like, I probably got another $2,000 I got to spend to like
Yeah,
get it to. Yeah, it's not cheap. It's not
the
cheap.
pedals alone, it's like I don't know. Depends on what brand and model you get. Cause yeah, that can run you up there close to $1,000. Like
Yeah, they
all
have
the
these,
other sensors and stuff.
yeah, they have these ones called Faveros, which are like, what is this, $750, which isn't as bad because like most of them that are dual sided cost like more than $1,000. And
Yeah.
these ones, like, they're reasonable and they work with the cleats that I already have, or the shoes that I already have. So, and then the computer is like, $500-$600, so should just not cheap.
God damn. Yep. All right.
I need to jump back on my bike. I haven't rode in a while. I even got a trainer that I haven't used. But just because I don't have the space for it, like I have, I need to clean up my garage so I can make space for it. But yeah, man, I used to ride a lot on this ride, and it's a lot of fun. It's one of those interesting things that once you start doing, you're like, oh my god, what the hell am I doing? But like after about like 30 minutes or so, like you just cruising along, just doing your thing. Like you're not even worried about like being tired. You're just enjoying the ride. It's kind of cool, especially when you go to like a real nice area, like a scenic area where you just have a great view. Even like if there's hills or stuff like that, it like doesn't really matter as long as you're like just enjoying yourself.
Yeah, I want to ride up near where Prodigy is, because it's a hilly area and it's like relatively, because like the bike lanes there are pretty big. There's people that bike up there all the time. One of the cool things about this bike is that it's a carbon fiber bike, and so like I didn't notice until I got it, but like the actual body of it is like it's kind of wide. Because in the down tube there's like this thing called a swat, so it's hollow on the inside. It's like when you can take off the like the bottle carrier, and there's a hole in there with like a little pouch where you can put like all your tools and stuff like inside of the actual bike frame.
Oh shit, that's cool. So a little glove box.
yeah. Like I knew about it, but I didn't realize how much bigger it made the actual like frame. Because like I thought it was gonna be like kind of like slim, but it's not fucking slim. It's really big, and that's probably one of the reasons why it's not that light. I can pick it up with one hand easily. It's 21 pounds, but it's not like a light like road bike, because you can get some bikes are like finger
ounces.
Yeah, you can pick it up like a finger. So this is not one of them. It's light, but not that light.
I think Old Ninja joined us.
He did.
I think. Can you hear us?
You think I joined? You can't see me? Y'all can't see me.
I don't want to be seeing you, but you
Yeah,
can.
y'all can't see me.
Welcome. Yeah, there's a whole bunch going on. Old Ninja, I know you joined a little late. What you got popping on or going on right now? Are you playing a new game? I heard about a new game or something, right?
There's all kinds of stuff running right now. Yeah. First, y'all do the RIPs when I was on? This is better.
No, we didn't do shit, man. We just kind of stopped.
Okay. Sure.
Who's dead? Nobody.
Sure. Yeah, I was playing a new game. I'm playing High on Life, which came out yesterday from Justin Roiland, or actually, I think it's Dan Harmon. Actually, I think
From
Hey,
Justin
Rick
Rick
and
and
Roiland.
Morty,
Morty?
right?
Yeah, Rick and Morty guys. Um, it's like imagine I don't who else has seen Solar Opposites?
I have.
It's kind of
I've seen
like
it. Yeah,
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 same
so
we
it's like
talked. We talked about it.
yeah, it's like Solar Opposites, and then Rick and Morty like had like a kind of a baby, and then they put you in it. You're just like a bystander. Super weird.
First
Uh,
person, third person. What are we talking about?
it's a first person where like so literally the first 30 seconds of the game you're literally playing like Doom, like the OG Doom, like 1990 Doom, and it has like it has like this instead of a scientist or someone that talks to you, it's like you're the voice lawyer. You have to kill your ex-wife's ex-boyfriends as they try to kill you, and you're trying to divorce her because she hooked up with an alien like hive mind or some shit. So it's like super weird. You have all these dudes like shooting at you. It's literally the tutorial of the game.
Is it
You play through.
16 bit like old school Doom or what?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. 16, maybe eight. It's like 8-bit. Like 8-bit fucking shit. You have like this guy that sounds like Rick Sanchez telling you, how to play the game. They gonna fuck with you because like, hey, you can jump across his back. Just do a double jump. So you go to do a double jump, you can't do it. He's like, oh shit, my bad. We didn't implement that feature yet. It'll be in part 3. I was like, what the fuck? It's super weird. And then like you when you get through part of like the tough part of the game, and then like someone's tapping you, they're yelling at you to get off the game. You're like, what the fuck?
Oh shit! Hold on, real
You
quick.
turn.
Hold on. There was a sound people could hear. You guys didn't hear it though. My high blurred is back. You can tell by the ding.
Nice.
Oh,
He
there
has
you go.
donated. Thank you very
Oh,
much for the
shit.
super chat. We appreciate it, fam. And welcome back
I
to
did
the
hear
show.
it. I did hear it. That's cool. Thanks, my
Yeah,
high.
he said we
Just
can
old
hear it.
time steaks.
Yeah, so like you have as soon as you leave the 8-bit game, you talk to your character's sister, and she's like doing coke off her compact mirror, and she asks you for a hit. So she asks you to take a hit. So when you look at the mirror, you actually get to change your character's look in the mirror. So you get to choose how you look while you're in a coke mirror. It's so it's super fucking weird. So your character, your sister is a white, blonde fucking chick, but you can be like Asian, black, white. I think there's like an old chick and an old lady or some
He
shit.
was adopted. Mhm.
Yeah, so it's fine. So you can pick your character and like you don't snort. So your sister calls you lame. Your parents leave, and then your cul-de-sac gets attacked by aliens.
The fuck?
I seen some gameplay where this girl was like she was trying to describe how her gun was talking shit to her or something like that. She paused the game and she wanted to move like her live feed camera so people can see like the gun more. And when she came out of pause the game, was like, "What the hell are you pausing for? Like there's no reason for you to pause. This is a real life situation." Like it just started going off on her about the fact that she paused the game, and I thought that was
So
fucking funny.
the game does that also if you're idle. If you're idle for too long, like they'll come at you and be like, "Hey, what's going on? Like, what are you doing? Like, people need saving. People are fucking dying, and you're just sitting there. Like, come on, I know you can do this. Like, what the fuck's happening? I'm like, what the fuck? I don't need all this shit from you." It's hella funny.
What?
Like, yeah. So like, you meet this guy. He has 3 eyes, like 3 tentacle eyes. One of them's like limp or dead. He freeloads on your house because your house comes with you to space. Basically, like the Council Rick type of area, but your house is in it. And this guy, like, he's watching this old 1994 obscure movie called Tammy and the T Rex. It's literally the entire. You're watching. If you watch it, it's like 30 minutes of this movie with Denise Richards and what's his name, Paul Walker.
Oh shit.
And yeah, it's like I was like sitting there. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I'm like, is this the whole movie? It's like literally like good 20, 30 minutes of the fucking movie, and you just sit there and watch it with this guy. He's watching like crazy shit when you leave and come back. Like he watched the alien porn.
What the fuck is going
Yeah,
on?
it's fucking crazy. This game is fucking wild. You get this knife. It's called Stabby. He loves stabbing. So he's like, he gets off and he nuts when you kill someone, especially when you execute them. You like kill them, pull up their parts and whatever, and he like busts a huge nut. It's hella fucking wild.
So I
You
heard,
got to straight.
I heard there was
Go
a patch today already that toned down how much they like talk.
Oh, so it lets you toggle that.
Mm.
You can toggle how much they talk versus just talk. Let them talk just mission based stuff, or let them banter. So you can toggle that, I guess. So it's fucking wild.
You
I,
got to
I
straight
played.
out.
I played for an hour, and it was fucking wild.
And I actually, so I was talking to old Ninja earlier about finally picking up an Xbox Series X because I want to play this, and I want to play Halo so I can properly shit on it again. But I was looking, and apparently it's on Steam. So I was like, "Oh, is it on Steam Deck?" Yes, it is. You can get it on Steam Deck. Apparently, it's playable, but there's an issue with possibly smaller text, which I'm like, I'm fine with that. So it's download. It should be done downloading right now. I'll probably play it sometime tomorrow. I've been looking forward to playing more on my Steam Deck because I actually got Final Fantasy VI on my Steam Deck, which is a huge nostalgia factor for me. Which is one of the best RPGs, if not the best RPG of all fucking time. Fight me.
What,
There you go.
what's the title one more time though?
Final
High
Fantasy.
on life.
No,
High on-
this one. Sorry.
Yeah, it's high on life. It's fucking. It's just weird.
You ever heard about
I
it
like.
before?
No, I haven't heard. This is my first.
Oh.
You know what? I'm sorry. You guys, we mentioned it on the show a long time ago. I didn't catch the name back then though.
Yeah.
You said it was like basically a Rick and Morty game,
It
And
is. Yeah.
and this is the
It
same
is.
one. Yeah.
It's so
It looks
like
like-
you're Gunn and Morty, and he just talks to you all the time about like, what you're supposed to do, and what you shouldn't do, like kill children, and you do it anyway. And he's like, "What the fuck?" There goes the E for everyone rating. You just killed a kid. I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" It's
Oh,
so
It's
fucking
interesting.
wild.
It looks like this game won't ever be on the PS5.
It's fine. We can't get everything.
PC exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
Get it.
I mean,
No,
we're-
that-
I got
that's
Steam.
fucking funny and dope though.
yeah. I mean, we're
Yeah,
winning the PS5 is winning the console war, so okay. I mean,
This game is-
did you notice what you didn't see at the Game Awards this year?
Oh no,
Sing-
Xbox.
a
Nothing.
single goddamn Xbox exclusive.
Nah, some of them are mad. Some of them folks are real mad because
It was
I mean, there was a prediction that there would be some stuff, Starfield something, but
Nothing.
not a goddamn thing.
This game is as good as the VR games that the creators of Rick and Morty made. Because there's a game called The Count 1 and 2, and there's also a Rick and Morty VR game that's out, and that shit's fucking hilarious. So if there's anything like that, this game's definitely a hilarious game from the get go.
Dude, this shit is fucking wild. Your weapons talk shit to you, but they want to kill. So it's super fucking weird. And there's a 94, like, obscure fucking Denise Richards, Paul Walker movie in the game. There's alien porn that's like, you're like, you don't know it's porn, but you can tell there's porn because the guys watching it's like getting off. It's so
all I know
fucking-
is Denise Richards, 90s
Back
Denise
in the day.
Richards.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was some badness right there.
Yeah, that's why I stopped to watch it. I was like, what the fuck is happening right here? And I just kept watching this shitty ass movie. But it's fucking hilarious though. It's so wild. This game is fucking wild. I beat my first boss. It's pretty entertaining. Like there's a hidden second boss who's all tied up, and you can choose to let her go, I guess, or you can fuck her up while she's tied.
Damn.
I just stabbed the shit out of her, dead. And it gives you a health bar and everything. It's so fucking
All right,
wild.
you're an asshole.
Oh, you have the choice. You
HR
don't
will
have
be knocking on the door
Yes,
soon.
you have the choice. Hence, why you're an asshole.
Hey, fuck him.
Fuck 'em hard.
Well, when you play the game, you'll know why you can kill her because she's an asshole. She's a bitch herself. So there you go.
Gotcha. All right.
You kill her in
Holy
even
shit.
terms, then.
Pretty much. So
Um,
I twitched it out. You go to twitch.tv/BTI to watch the first hour that I played. There you
Good shit. Let's stick with games for just a bit. Over at the Game Awards, there was a whole lot of shit announced. Obviously, Kronos mentioned we didn't have any exclusive Xbox stuff, but we got a new Hideo announcement, right?
Yeah, Death Stranding too.
That's
It's not
fucking
Metal Gear, but we obviously know Metal Gear is not going to be around. So
exactly. What'd you think of that? I mean, that was kind of cool.
I mean,
Confirmation.
I remember I think Kay came in and she was like, "What the fuck is this?" And she was like, "Why is there the babies? Like, what's going on with the babies? Like, why
Yep.
why are we in somebody's cooch? Like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, what the fuck? This baby's crying blood, and all of a sudden you're coming out of their fucking cooch. Like, what's going on here?" Yeah, it was
It's weird. It's a weird ass fucking game.
but I like that it's. I like that it's weird. I think if you play
Death Stranding was a weird ass fucking game.
any Hideo
Weird.
Kojima game is weird as fuck. I mean, like
Yeah.
all the way back to like even like the first Metal Gear Solids, like the ones that were like back on the old Nintendo, like where it was just like the top down thing was fucking weird. You can hide in boxes. Like who the fucking hide in boxes?
You heal yourself through smoking cigarettes. Don't forget that shit.
Oh, that's on the later ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But still, that's wild.
yeah. And I still remember when the first when Metal Gear Solid actually came out on the PlayStation, the first PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I playing the demo disc of that. Oh my god, I was fucking blown away. I think I was working at Software Etc. at the time. And I played it and I was like, holy fucking shit. Like I've never played anything like that before. That was like one of the best demos of all time.
Yep. Yeah.
Mm.
So anyway, I need to go back. I only did maybe the first quarter or third of Death Stranding. I need to finish the first one.
Same.
I wasn't sure if they were going to get the sequel or whatever because they were kind of hush hush, but there was just rumor mill bullshit about it. And now that it's confirmed, I'm definitely going to finish the first one. I'm fucking looking forward to it. I really am.
I read that Hideo Kojima had to rewrite the actual the story because what's up?
Because of COVID.
Yeah, because in the first game it was like it kind of predicted like what would happen with COVID.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it's like what? I'm gonna like not do something like that again.
It's all bad.
This is hilarious.
Yeah,
It's fucking weird, man.
because
And like
that's literally what happened. Like we literally everybody stayed at home, and what do? We all got deliveries and shit like that. A bunch of boxes. Nobody got out. So like literally, he fucking called it.
Shit, I was trying to balance some boxes. Fuck everybody else.
Oh yeah. The monsters were dope. I mean, it's weird because you don't get a gun until like I don't know, 6 hours into the game.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? Fucking weird. I'm delivering pizzas and shit. What the fuck? What's happening?
I saw a meme recently that showed like a guy who works for like Domino's delivering pizza, and he's like tired of his job, and he goes home just to play the game of him delivering pizza. He's playing Death Stranded.
That's awesome. I did like when I got the bike though. The bike's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That game is weird because it starts off like the way the game starts off and the way that you end it is like it's almost like two different fucking games. Because like you start off as like this like delivery guy, and then all of a sudden you're getting blood bombs and piss bombs and fucking grenade launchers and shit. And I'm just like, and you're fighting weird ass
giant fucking monsters.
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, what is this? Is insane. And the rain
Speaking
kills
in tar.
you. Yeah.
Yeah,
all I know is
like travel through time or some shit. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird.
Hideo
You got a
was
fucking
hitting,
baby down your throat.
Hideo was hitting the greatest weed of all time when he made that fucking game. He was high out of his fucking mind. Respectfully, I love him,
Yeah.
but he was high as fuck.
What's that? What's it? Ayahuasca? I wonder if he was like
Ayahuasca,
he was
yeah.
tripping on that shit. Like
I don't know.
he went to the fucking realm.
That man was on some shit.
You definitely saw the future though, a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's taking LSD, is what you're telling me.
Yep.
God
And
damn.
then it's Chris Judd, right? Kratos.
Christopher
what's the actor's
Judge?
name?
Christopher
Yeah.
Judge. Yeah.
Christopher Judge. I mean, he gave an awesome. He won for like best actor. I think.
Yeah.
For best
best
performance.
Yeah.
Gave a great. I mean, I've liked him as an actor ever since Stargate or
Yeah.
SG-1, right?
Yeah.
Huge. I mean, for those who haven't seen him, huge dude. Like, what is he like? 6'5", 6'6", something like that. He's a fucking monster of a guy. He's on stage. I think Al Pacino's on there or whatever.
Doing there. What?
Yeah, but he was just there. He was just like, you gave a great performance. I don't play a whole lot of games, but here's your award. You know what I mean?
So
But it was just kind of cool to hear someone who obviously we associate now with as the voice of Kratos, even though he wasn't from the old games, and he's getting much deserved awards or whatever. What y'all think of this?
Also, like, first of all, I got to mention like his outfit was fucking dope. I'm just saying, he was wearing
All
gold and
gold.
shit. Yeah, that was
For
awesome.
sure.
Yeah, I think it was cool, but it was funny because I remember like he was giving his speech. I'm like, this is going kind of long, and then all of a sudden the thing started playing. I was like, oh, okay, they get it too. I was like, I thought they were just gonna give him his time, but no, they played him off.
Mm. He
God,
kept
They
going.
had the
Like, fuck y'all.
wrap
I'm
it up
afraid of
button.
Holy shit, Christopher Judge is 68 years old.
No,
Damn.
58,
No way.
58. He's
Okay, I was
58
about
years
to
old.
say.
That's
All right.
still, man. He looks really good for fucking 58. He's almost 60 years old.
Dude, yeah, he's a
Like,
great.
we'll cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting that the guy who did the original voice of Kratos was the black guy from Living Single.
Yeah.
Yep.
That Queen TV show.
T.C. Carson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Was he? He was also like in Gargoyles, right? Like not he wasn't Goliath, but he was. I think it was somebody else.
Might have been.
Maybe not. Never mind.
Right, man. Yeah, Goliath is a great the great Keith David. That's
Yep.
Goliath.
Yep. But the other thing that's kind of cool, I mean, he was nowhere as big, you know what I mean, in terms of like, he had a great Kratos voice, but he's just a regular looking guy. This guy feels like he's, you know, Christopher Judge seems like he's huge, you know, way bigger of a man.
Yeah, and he has like, I feel like, you know, Terrence Carson, he has, his anger voice is really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that like the rest of his like emotional range with that character, just it wouldn't have fit. You know what I mean? So I understand why they kind of replaced him as Kratos, because I think that there's like a lot of complex like older emotions that are being portrayed by this version of Kratos, and maybe Terrence Carson could have done it, you know, just as well. But I can see why they made the change with like the deeper, because like his voice is like so much deeper and. You know, and that's just the way Christopher Judge's voice is. Like he's just,
But it's not.
yeah.
So
That's his talking voice.
it's not just his voice that he does the motion capture
Yeah.
for Kratos.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, he does.
he worked out for the role so they can put the dots on him to give him the size that they wanted for the game.
But it's not his body though. So
It's not
that
his
goes
body,
to
but
Shad Gaspari, R.I.P. Guy died while saving his son
his son.
from drowning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Super sad
that.
story.
Damn.
It's the guy.
Yeah,
But
that's-
still,
Oh, I think it's Shad Gaspari, not Gaspari. But yeah.
Yeah.
I have that right.
And then
Oh well,
go ahead.
he also does the
Gaspar,
voice of T'Challa in. Oh, I said it right. God damn it. Yeah. Anyways, he does the voice of T'Challa in Marvel's Avengers in the recent
yeah.
game.
That one scene of Avengers Assemble or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of voice.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. We got obviously both God of War and Elden Ring killed it. Like they both got the most nominations. They both won first and second total number of awards at this Game Awards. The thing that was fucking weird because Elden got Game of the Year. Miyazaki goes on stage to accept his award and shit. There was a motherfucking, I don't know, 19, 20-year-old fucking kid goes on stage after Miyazaki kind of gives his, like, you know, translated, very, you know, generous, low-key, you know, all the hard work of the studio, blah, 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 very thankful. He goes on stage and says, I want to thank my Orthodox rabbi, Bill Clinton, and he's cool. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Did y'all see this shit? It went
No,
fucking
I
viral.
know.
I didn't see it, but I heard about it. So,
Holy
It
fuck.
was just some random kid that ran up on there, or is this
Yeah.
like
Random-
his translator?
It was crazy because
Like,
I
he's
was
an adult,
watching
I
it and
think.
I was like, "Who's this person behind all the Japanese people?" I was like, "Is he like?" And he's wearing like normal ass tennis shoes. I'm just like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Fuck, dude. It was the weirdest fucking. I guess he was trolling. He got arrested afterwards because they don't fucking play around.
apparently he did not get arrested.
Oh, they
and,
said he
the-
did.
It's rumored that he got arrested, but apparently he did not.
What the fuck?
So
Yeah,
was
y'all.
Was that Will Smith?
yeah, I know.
Well, this Will Smith the stage. Yeah.
Super fucking weird. So
He didn't get arrested at all.
Yeah, you can. You know, obviously, you don't want just some random, obviously nothing to do with the studio whatsoever, just showing up on stage. You don't know what the fuck people are capable of.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
that
that
shit
reminds
was
me of
weird.
what was that? There was recently where like some guy went on
Football
stage.
game,
and,
right?
No. There's a guy went on stage and had like a knife on him too.
Oh,
it was a
yeah,
gun
yeah.
that had a knife in it or some shit like that, and
Oh,
he
the
attacked.
It was
Chappelle
on
thing.
Chappelle. It was David Chappelle.
Was
He
it
was
Chappelle?
he was doing a comedy stand up, and some guy
Yeah.
came up on the stage and he had like a replica gun that was actually like a knife or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And
You
the
never
dude got
know.
tackled.
I don't know what the
And
fuck.
then got his ass beat backstage.
Yeah, that's right. Because
Yeah, he
they
had a
showed
bad
him on
day.
the gurney stretcher. He looked like
Yeah.
one of them Family Guy.
Yeah.
He looked like Yamcha.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I fucking
Oh,
forgot about that shit. Yeah. That wasn't that long ago.
nah,
But
that was like last year, early this year.
fuck, it could have been, man. This year has been fucking wild as shit.
Dude.
But yeah, that was weird. I'm trying to think of what else they announced in
Oh.
terms of shit.
There's a bunch of shit that's coming that they announced, like Forspoken.
Oh, that- Yeah.
Which,
The crime boss Rocky City.
well, real quick, let me talk
That
about
was-
Forspoken because it wasn't really announced. The only thing that was announced is that the demo was live like that night, and I was like, oh, like that's cool. Like, so I immediately fucking downloaded it because it was like one of those games where it's like it looked interesting, but it looks like it could be easy to fuck up. And so I decided to download it and play it. And actually, I don't know how the story's going to be, but the combat system is actually really interesting. To me, it seemed it didn't click to me at first, only because like you have so many fucking combat options, and you're only getting like there's multiple different like spell schools in the game, and you have access to like 2 spell schools. You get like red magic, and I think it was like green or blue magic or something like that. I think it was green magic. And you can on the fly just like switch back and forth between them, and you have like access to like all these myriad of like. I think from like the jump, you had access to probably like, not exaggerating, probably like 20 to like 35 different kinds of magic. And so like when I first started playing the game, it was like with like the green magic, which is kind of like you're playing kind of like a shooter. Like you like basically project rocks out in a burst. And then and then you can use like another side is like hold them with rocks. And I wasn't feeling that at first. It's like, this seems kind of lame. And then it's like, oh, you can switch over to this whole other like school of magic. And that one was like more melee focused. And so I started using that. And then I saw that, oh, even though it's melee focused, you can also have like, projectiles with this too. And so it's like it's like a really complex combat system. That seems like simple from the jump, but it's really not. So, and certain enemies are vulnerable to certain kind of attacks and like, they resist other kinds of attacks. So, it seemed really cool. It looks fucking gorgeous, like the game. Seriously, I was like really amazed by the graphics. So, go ahead.
I was going to say this is a brand new IP, right? There's never been any of this, right?
Yeah, no, brand new IP, and it's by Square. I think it's Square, right? Pretty sure.
Oh,
It's Square.
Square.
I think Squirrel's the poster. I think there's a different developer.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on. But it's I believe it's a PS5 exclusive.
It is.
I remember hearing about it because it was one of the first games to be shown that uses the Unreal 5 engine, and it looks, I mean, fantastic. Yeah, it's a Square Enix game, and the engine, it says Luminous engine, but I'm pretty sure it was the Unreal 5 engine. So, but it's Luminous Productions.
And this is the one with it looked like a black girl as the main, or is she just a character?
She's either black or mixed, but yeah, she's a main character. Yeah.
So we all know if you're mixed, you're still black.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but it looked. I remember seeing the trailer. I haven't played the demo quite yet. When does it drop? Next year, early?
Early next year,
Early
January
next year.
24th.
Oh shit, that's right around the fucking corner.
Yeah, so I mean, if you have any doubts about the game, just grab the demo if you have a PS5 and play the game. See if you like it or not. And if you're like me and when you first start playing the game, the combat's not clicking for you, just like change your spell school and see if that one clicks a little better. So
Good shit.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool. There's a bunch of games. So there's Crime Boss Rock City or Rocky City.
It looked like GTA to me.
It does,
Which
but
is fine,
it looks like
but,
it.
yeah.
80. It looks like 89 GTA with like super 80 stars all up in this fucking game. With Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris is in the fucking game.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Like what the fuck? Chuck Norris, Danny Trejo. Who else is in this? A bunch of people.
Was it Michael Madsen or something like that?
Oh, Michael. Yeah, Michael Madsen.
Yeah.
There's some other people too. It's like super wild. I was like, what the fuck? It looks like it's a GTA ripoff, but it's got stars in it, like 80 stars. So
It should.
uh, I might be with it.
Yep.
We already talked about Death Stranding 2. There's a DLC for Cyberpunk starring Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I did not expect that at all. I know Idris gave a shit, but he's in it. So,
Good.
the Horizon. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, Hades 2 got announced, which I don't know if y'all have played Hades at all, but it was
Yeah.
like one of the best games from like 2 years ago. I think it was 2020. The game was fucking fantastic. Hades 2. It's the same sort of like visual style you play. I think as the guy's daughter. I forget the main character's name, but yeah, that game was so much fucking fun. It's like one of the best roguelike game that I played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I
about to
remember
get to that.
I put a little bit on that one.
Yeah, I remember playing
Uh,
Hades. That game was great.
Yeah. We got an expansion announcement for Horizon Forbidden West.
Mhm.
So this is a PlayStation 5 exclusive content
Hmm.
type thing. You can't play this on the PS4, so that's gonna be interesting. Same with the Cyberpunk DLC on next gen only,
Yeah.
or current
This one's
gen
a little.
only.
The name for the expansion is a little questionable. It's called Burning Shores. Like, is that a play for about California being on fire all the time?
Maybe
But I don't think it's in
I mean,
California. I think it's in
Forbidden West.
it's
What?
in LA.
Oh, is it in LA? Okay, okay.
Yeah, it takes place in LA. So
Good shit.
should be interesting. And then we got we got the Destiny 2 Lightfall expansion.
We knew
That's
about
coming
that,
up.
though. Yeah.
We knew about it, but we got to see a little trailer. We didn't get to see like a huge budget because they had a showcase about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
So I mean, we already knew it was coming, but it's around the corner. There's a couple of the games that I've kind of the Armored Core 6. Was there ever thought that franchise died?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to you guys in the chat about this one. So this is FromSoft's old franchise, before Demon Souls, before Dark Souls, before Bloodborne, before Elden Ring, way back in the PS1, PS3 era. They did a ton of these games. They were very Japanese. They were very Japanese. They didn't sell like gangbusters. I am absolutely positive this one, especially based off of how much Elden Ring sold, this will probably be the highest. In fact, it will be the highest selling Armored Core game ever.
Well,
But
yeah, it's pretty easy.
yeah, exactly. I'm saying the other ones were very popular for shit. But the other thing, just so people know, it's not going to be like a Souls game. It really ain't. And they've said that in interviews afterwards. Like, this is a different franchise. If you're not familiar with it, either go back and play some of the old ones, or just approach it brand new. But it's going to have its own mechanics that are going to be unique. So we'll fucking see.
I think this is a great time to do, mech games. Because, I mean, I used to play, like, Mech Warrior and a bunch of mech games when I was, like, a kid. And they're really fun to play, but I think it's, like, one of those genres, like side-scrollers. Like, just they're just not out there anymore. But they're coming back. I mean, I just saw that, River City Girls 2 just got dropped recently. And that goes, like, that franchise started with River City Ransom. That was back on the Nintendo, back when I was, like, in fucking elementary school. That game was fucking great.
I loved that one. That was the fucking shit. I love that one.
Yeah.
Way old.
I think that they should
PSP.
remake that shit because it was so much fucking fun. They should remake it in the same way that they made, the River City Girls. It actually it's the two of the characters in River City Girls 2 are in the original game, River City Ransom. So
yeah. Go ahead, Blue.
But I was just saying that I like looked up Armored Core. I was like, I swear to God, I played this game before. But yeah, I played it on the PSP, and that game was a lot of fun. It was super easy though.
Mm-hmm.
Like once you get like the mechanics down, like you're just steamrolling through other robots. But I think did it mainly become like a mobile platform game?
I mean, they had it on they obviously probably had it on the PSP as well. But I remember PS1, PS2, and even into the PS3 era, they had a bunch of those. But
I'm mainly talking about cell phones, like they made it for like it was.
There may be some for that too. I don't fucking know. I mean, these are old school games that again were not crazy popular.
BioShock, the BioShock creator, announced a new game, and it's called Judas. So,
yeah.
I mean, I'm interested, because the creator was really good with that game. So yeah,
Did people forget BioShock fucking like shook the gaming world? Like that
Well,
shit was a big deal for all three of those fucking games. So I'm down. That was some steampunk goodness, especially in that last one I loved, Infinity
oh
or
yeah,
whatever, the
yeah,
skyhook. That was fun.
was fun.
Right.
We got some Tekken 8 gameplay. The official release date for Diablo 4. It's going to come out on June 6, 2023.
Oh, Street Fighter 6. We got a release date, I think, too, and like a small like display. I think it was a character creation screen or some
Mhm.
shit they showed.
I
So
really want Diablo to return to fucking prominence and be good as shit. I hope they haven't rushed this shit.
Everybody that's played the early builds has said they're back to form, and it's the problem is that even what you said, they've never made a bad Diablo game. I mean, people might complain about Immortal,
Yeah.
because but have you played Immortal at all?
I did play a little bit. That's the mobile one.
Yeah, it was actually it's really I haven't gotten to the point where people say you have to like it's pay for play, but well, I played it for like probably a good 3-4 hours, and it was fucking great. So I think I just haven't gotten to the point where, first of all, I don't want to play Diablo competitively, and I think that was one of the main things. And then you could just have fun not paying for anything in the game. As far at the point that I was at, so
Yeah, and I'm not throwing shade at them because it's one of my favorite franchises. I love Diablo, but when they remastered or remade two, bro, they you know what they did? They fucking went back and censored fucking statues that had titties or
Took it
gargoyles
all
or
out.
and shit. That was some bullshit. I was like, Diablo 2 came out, what, 99, 98, what, 97? It's a fucking 20-year-old game. Like, fucking let that shit go. And you're doing a remake.
well, I think the problem, and it is a problem, is that if they're trying to get like a certain rating for the game, but it's
But
like,
I feel like Diablo's always going to be M for mature. Just
and it
because,
should be. Yeah, you're talking about people going to hell and like going through like crazy. Like, I mean, come on, they should be M-rated games as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, let me see some demon titties. Come on now.
Exactly.
I need
Oh,
that.
wow. You need to play those games that are on Steam. Man. Y'all see this shit? There's a community support game. Best community support game. These games have been out for the years. Apex, Destiny 2, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. Again, this is like the third year No Man's Sky have been nominated, and I get it because the changes they did to the game are enough to keep people to coming back. The game
Well,
is like the game is really really good now.
well, what's really cool? I mean, I give props to this. This is something that's kind of a semi-newer phenomenon in terms of like supporting games with content. Besides World of Warcraft and obviously, but supporting games for the long term where you didn't think at launch it was going to necessarily always be supported for 5, 8, 9 years later. That's
Oh.
fucking cool as shit.
Well, and I think that
Heavy, especially for console games.
Exactly.
Usually, console games when they're released, they're usually done, one and done.
what's
Excuse me.
especially with this game specifically is that you've never seen a game that was shit upon almost universally from the jump, and then they actually fixed it. That takes some fucking balls. We say it every now and again, but it bears repeating. I think it's something Murray. Was it not Bill Murray? I forget the guy's
Sean
name.
Murray.
Sean Murray. Yeah, he deserves serious accolades for like weathering the fucking shitstorm, the literal shitstorm, and still putting out and like fixing the fucking game. Like, because I know it's super easy to like put out something that people don't like and just throwing your hands up and being like, you know what, fuck it, fuck that,
Yeah.
and fuck you. But he and his developers, they sat down and they fixed it and they put out better and better content over the years, and they just kept doing it. So
And I'm not stating I agree with what you said, Kronos. I will add for context. At the time, one of the reasons why the gamers were really fucking pissed was because he lied a whole lot.
oh yeah, he
Like,
did. It's 100% lied. Yeah.
He lied, and people were pissed. Like, hey, why were you in all these interviews saying X, Y, and Z, and that ain't fucking here? But he went on fucking. He went into the fucking Batcave or the Fortress of Solitude, and came out years later and kept doing it. I give props to that, but I will always say people had a right to be angry with his ass at launch.
Oh yeah, and they were super angry because after the game came out, he didn't say shit. Like he basically you couldn't get a hold of that dude, and I
Yep.
was like, I guess he's just done. And then no, he I don't want to say manned up because I mean anybody can do it.
He went back into the lab like Dr.
Yeah.
Dre.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It's like,
yeah,
I
definitely remixed it. For
he's
sure.
got work to do, and he fucking did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to say the same with CD Project Red because they did the same with Cyberpunk. So Cyberpunk got
Is it
shit on.
fixed now? Because I've
Oh
heard
yeah,
it's fixed.
apparently
Well,
it's I'm
yeah, it's
gonna
on R2.
reinstall it.
Well,
I got to reinstall for my system, but apparently it's fixed, especially with the current DLC that came out, the Edge Runners, with the advent of the anime, shot the game all the way to the top of the charts. So
Yeah, well, let me just okay. There's something that needs to be said about that. You can't compare You can't compare Cyberpunk 2077 to No Man's Sky with the fixes because Hello Games. I'm pretty sure that was like the first game that they actually made.
it is their first game.
City Project Red had fucking government money. They
Yeah.
got millions upon millions of dollars from the government to get that game done, and they fucked it up.
Yep.
So I don't want people to like kind of compare those two on like the same fucking level. You
Yeah.
know, they had a huge infusion of cash, and they had a way larger budget than Hello Games did.
They still just got fucking greedy. They released it early out of fucking greed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they said, fuck you gamers for a long time.
So early, that game was in development for over 10 years. So
You know,
um,
I'm going to say this. I heard that shit, that quote or whatever. I feel like the first couple of years of quote unquote development were literally just some guys smoking weed and
Talking.
about it.
Yeah.
Like they weren't developed. They weren't writing fucking code 10
Like,
years ago.
yo, man, how about we should get Keanu Reeves on this shit, man.
Yeah,
We just did
exactly.
the Matrix, man. You saw
Yeah.
that shit?
And you know what? Let's also get Idris Elba on there.
yeah, they did it too. So
I would have a store with giant dildos everywhere.
And they were in
Oh.
strip clubs
They're-
smoking.
there were I forgot about that. There were dildos every room had a fucking dildo in it.
And they were
What
like,
the
you know what? We're gonna make them so they can have a variable sized dick, but 100% not too big.
Yeah.
The biggest size, probably average.
That's the same with the titties too. Titties
Bruh,
are the same way.
Motherfuckers.
Do you know how fucking excited? Go back to be pre-launch. Everybody was fucking excited. They were like, "I'm gonna get a fucking cyber dick. I'm gonna have some big old titties on my Fuda girl. It's
You
gonna be
couldn't even
great."
you couldn't make a Fuda. That was this
Yes,
point.
you can. You can make food.
Could you?
Yeah, you can make food.
You couldn't have a
just
giant
couldn't
dick,
have
Getting-
though.
it can't be giant, but you can't have giant titties either.
Look at you
So-
saying. I like the way you flippantly said it can't be giant. Bitch, yes, it can. You need to have giant dicks. Like, what the why are you being silly about this? Giant
It's like,
dicks.
I didn't make the game. You can't have a giant dick. That's not
I
me.
don't want. Where
On
is CD
Conan-
Projekt?
Conan, you can have a giant dick.
Hold on, is CD Project Red in the Netherlands? Is that where it's from?
No, Poland.
Okay, I don't want the
in
Polish
Poland, yeah.
version of giant dicks.
Yeah,
I want-
exactly.
Oh man.
I want the
Damn.
actual version of
Ah,
giant
dang.
dicks.
That's the title right
Pe-
there.
People of Poland, shots fired. We don't care.
There was
You know?
there was no
dang.
mandingos in that shit. Where was the mandingos?
Ah, dang.
Just saying.
Mm-mm. Nah, we want the real
Shots
deal.
fired.
Look, and they literally could have done it. You know, they had the code right there. All you got to do is
They
make
did.
a bigger dick.
Couple more
Yeah.
ones and zeros.
Change
Giant dick.
a 1 into a 2.
Just
Bam.
saying. It was nowhere near the kneecap. I'm just saying.
Damn. Damn.
And you know, here's the other thing too. They saw the fucking internet. They're not fucking in a cave somewhere. They knew the fucking internet was hype. Like, I can't wait to get my Cyberpunk 2077 giant dick and titties and all.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking for it.